Hello, everyone, and welcome back to RetroFat. This is Jeremy, and we are watching the third episode of the second season, seventh episode overall of the 80s classic Just a Ten of Us. Today's episode is one of my favorites. It is titled Voice of God, directed by Frank Bonner, written by Dan Gunselman and Steve Marshall, and this episode first aired on November 11th, 1988. This episode is one of my favorites because it shows what I feel is a really healthy representation of Christian faith, in this case specifically Catholicism, in a sitcom in a way that we would never have today. We see Elizabeth's faith has always been solid and strong, and this is a great one. We see a little bit with Graham's. We get a lot at the end with Father Hargis. But what I just really, really like about this episode is that to me, it feels genuine and not showy, which seems to kind of go really almost against the plot. Elizabeth believes she's having literal conversations with God, and it kind of turns into a little bit of almost a media circus, so to speak. But where this really stands out for me is in viewing how religion is often not even just represented, how it is presented in today's world. Saying this in 2022, we have a very frightening rise of Christian nationalism, where faith is no longer being used to spread love and joy, but it's being used to separate and target people. I am a Christian. I'm Methodist. I have friends who are atheist and Muslim and pagan and Wiccan. One of the benefits of living in a college town in a red state. I vote blue. My town seems to vote blue. My hometown is as ruby red as it gets. This is going to sound kind of weird, but as a Methodist growing up in a county of Baptist, I have faced that type of prejudice, which seems like, you both believed in Jesus. What was the problem? Methodists and Catholics didn't believe in the right kind of Jesus for some brand of Protestants. And that's a thing that I'm really seeing, even in politics, like idiots like Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene saying such ridiculous nonsense about how we need church back in the government, which, heaven help us, no, we don't. I'm the brand of Christian, like I'll take a kind atheist over a hypocritical Christian any day of the week. And I feel like Elizabeth would too. And Father Hargis. And I think that's what we get here. Faith is not showy. Sorry, I have rambled about this for over 3 minutes now. I'll have more thoughts throughout this episode. But for now, let's watch Voice of God.
Go back to sleep. Hi, Snuggles. Hi, honey. Oh, so you're gonna sleep in too, huh? Just like your dad. Good morning, God. Well, you certainly have created another lovely day.
Morning, Mrs. L.
Oh, hey, looking good, Father.
Yeah.
Oh, now where was I? Huh? Oh, right, lovely day. You know, I am so Excuse me. Did you just talk to me or am I crazy? I am? Oh, you're joking. Oh, that's a good one, Lord.
Life is a race and I know I can win it, 'cause I'm learning the rules of the game. If I can stay on the ball, take it minute by minute, I just might make the Hall of Fame. What can I say? I'm doing it the best I can.
Uh-huh. You don't say. Oh, no, I believe you. Look, I gotta be honest with you. I'm a little surprised that you chose me to talk to. I mean, it's not like I'm some kind of world leader or something. Well, if they won't listen to you, why do you let them run countries? Yeah, I'm an optimist, too.
Mommy!
Yes, dear?
I can't find the stinking cereal.
Oh, cereal. Now, where'd I put that? Huh? Oh, right. Pantry, second shelf.
Thanks.
Sherry? Honey, where are your manners? Come out here and say hello to God.
Hi, God.
Well, as much as I'm enjoying chewing the fat with you, I got a lot of people to look after. Oh, but you know what that's like. You have a job for me? Me? Well, sure, I got the time. Oh, no, they'll be fine.
Elizabeth, where are my stinking shorts?
I don't need any help with this one. Our dresser, third drawer. What? Second drawer. Thanks. Go on.
Sorry, I had a little trouble pausing that one. So the first thing that comes to mind is this was a bold move in a way, I think, for like what was basically literally the seventh episode of this show. We have Elizabeth, who is having a very literal conversation with God. And she even like toys around with the idea that Elizabeth, as holy and devout as she is, she thinks he's crazy because why would God deem her worthy to actually hear his voice? There's a lot that plays out in what's still to come, but I really like the setup here. Keep watching.
Peace, children.
Honey, where have you been? These kids are driving me nuts.
Kids, now before you go off to school, I have an announcement to make.
All right, listen up. Your mother has an announcement.
Graham, children, God spoke to me today. God the Almighty spoke to me at prayers this morning, and he told me to have each of you spread the word near and far about this wondrous event.
What time was this?
What?
Well, because I was praying at 6:15, and if he was talking to you, then he didn't hear a word I said.
Poor God's as bored by you as the rest of us are.
Anyway, I want you to tell all of your friends what has happened here.
Isn't this the kind of thing that's so wonderful that we should keep it to ourselves?
Yeah. Oh, no. I want you to think upon this as you go forth and spread the joy.
You heard your mother. Get lost and be joyful. All right, have a nice day.
I'm following you.
Bye. Bye. That was quite a scam. Was that from the Catholic Parents Guide?
No, it was no scam, Graham. God spoke to me.
Elizabeth, are you pregnant again?
Trust me, Graham. I heard him as clearly as I hear you.
Well, what did he sound like?
Well, he sounded a little like Phil Rizzuto.
Hallelujah.
I enjoy seeing how bothered Graham is by this. We've seen enough that we know Graham is faithful. He does believe. But even for him, this is too much. But he also loves his wife enough that it's coming off as concern that he thinks his wife may be kind of losing it. And that's valid. I think almost any of us would feel similarly if this happened.
Hey, Coach, how's it going? Yo, Coach.
Oh, hi, Dwayne. Say, are all the women you go out with nuts?
I don't go out with women anymore, Coach. You see,
Thanks for reminding me not to discuss anything serious with you.
Hey, I'm sorry, okay? Okay, serious. Okay? What's going on, Coach?
Well, you promise not to blab this around?
I promise.
All right, well, you know how religious my Elizabeth is.
Are you kidding? I got a statue of her on my dashboard.
Yeah, well, This morning while she was praying, Elizabeth claims God...
What?
Well, she claims God talked to her.
And?
And that's it. Don't you think it's a little unusual? God takes a break from running the universe to chat with a housewife from Eureka?
No. God spoke to my grandmother for 30 years. Used to give her dessert recipes.
And you believed her?
Hey, her lemon meringue pie was divine.
Wayne, the next time I decide to discuss a problem with you, just shoot me, okay?
Coach, look, you got two possibilities here. One, God actually spoke to Elizabeth. Or two, she only imagined he did.
No, I guess it could have been worse. I guess you could have heard from Elvis.
You know, if I were you, I wouldn't rule out the possibility that God did talk to her. I mean, if he can create the universe, he can do just about what he wants. And if he wants to talk to Elizabeth, he will. Hell, if he wanted to, he can walk through that door right now.
Hi. Love it. Close the door, will you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, ask Father Hargis.
No, I don't want him to think that Elizabeth is a wacko.
And don't let him know it's Elizabeth.
All right, thank you. Okay, excuse me.
Father Hargis, we need your opinion on something.
Can't stop now. Got to set up for my annual talk to the boys on pornography.
Please, Padre, this is a theological problem.
Okay, make it snappy.
Well, I have this friend who has a wife who says God talks to her.
God?
You know, creator of heaven and earth.
I know the one.
My question is it possible?
Well, of course. God speaks to all of us. Not necessarily in words.
This was in words.
It was. Well, of course, God can speak to us in many, many voices.
This one belonged to Phil Rizzuto.
Is there a camera hidden around here somewhere?
No. Really, Coach needs your opinion on this. Could his wife have actually heard?
It was your wife?
Hey, look, I'm late for my first class. Father Hargis, Coach.
All right, so it was my wife. What do you think?
Does Elizabeth have a history of mental illness in the family?
Thanks anyway, Padre.
Hey, now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
Has God ever spoken to you?
Well, many, many times in many, many ways.
In actual words?
No, but that doesn't mean anything. I have felt his presence. Once a couple of years ago, I was going to cancel an annual fundraiser. I mean, I'd had a rough day, and the last thing I felt like doing was glad-handing a bunch of geezers. You know what I mean? Anyway, I was going to call and cancel the meeting, but the phone lines were down. All of them. So I went to that meeting, and one of the geezers, so help me, gave a 50,000 donation to the St. Augustine Building Fund. Coincidence? I think not.
I think so. Father Hargis, again, more of this episode later, he is our, I don't think cynic, maybe cynic is the right word. He's very much like he asks questions that I think are very appropriate. Does Elizabeth have a history of mental illness? I think that is an excellent question if someone is hearing the literal words of God. But then he talks about it in pretty appropriate manners, even though we did have a little bit of a joke here at the end with, you can hear God in many ways. And he's heard it many times throughout his life, but never in words. And Father Hargis is often used as a little bit of a, I can't even think of the right word to use. I don't want to say con man because that's not it. But he's often portrayed as perhaps less devout than you might expect a priest to be. But I think his heart is genuine. We'll talk more later. Let's keep watching.
Boy, that smells good enough to eat. Hi.
So did you spread the word today, hither and yon, like God asked you to?
Well, I covered hither. I haven't gotten to yon yet. Elizabeth, sweetheart, you know, I've been thinking, you've been working awfully hard lately. How about if I take tomorrow off and you and I drive down to Los Angeles for a long weekend, huh?
Oh, honey, I can't tomorrow.
Why not?
Well, I've got to be here in case, you know, who wants to talk to me.
You don't think you know who talks to people in Los Angeles?
Not from what I've heard. Everybody up! Come on, everybody up! Okay, everybody, this way. Oh, no, where is your father? Oh, Marie, honey, can you keep everyone on their feet till I get back?
I will. Okay. Come on, everybody. How about a nice hymn to get our juices flowing? Amazing grace. Come on, join in. How sweet the sound. Everybody that saved a wretch. I can't hear you. Like me.
I wasn't sleeping. Nature just called earlier than God did.
Okay, everybody, up. Come on. Wake up. Up. Okay, everyone kneel.
And a little much shall lead them.
Graham, come here. I want you next to me.
Now what? Do we need an operator or we just dial direct?
Quiet. God, we're here.
The Lubbocks! The Lubbocks!
Only an owl.
That is an owl.
No, honey, that's not him.
Mom, can we go back to bed?
No! Now, everyone, please be quiet. God speaks in stillness. God, anytime you're ready. Anytime.
Wait, I hear him. Oh, yeah, it's God. Yeah, he's saying, Coach, go back to bed.
That's not funny.
Well, neither is kneeling out here freezing our keisters off.
Graham, please, honey, come back outside. Just 5 more minutes.
Elizabeth, I could wait 5 more years and nothing will happen.
What was that?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
So I liked the ending there with Coach being very exuberant now, but my favorite part, and this is something that we see pretty consistently, Elizabeth can be both the nice, calm housewife, and she can also be a really good source of comedy. Because even in this episode, which is not as funny as some, it's still very funny when she's yelling, God speaks in stillness, because she's so frustrated by her family. And that's... Deb Harmon did such a great job of playing Elizabeth in that character who can cross over without it being ridiculous. And she did a great job walking that line.
God, I'm sorry I doubted Elizabeth. I'm sorry I haven't been to confession in 2 months. Hell, I'm the sorriest guy in California.
Don't swear, dear.
I'm sorry about that, too. Look, if you want to yell at me, feel free. I'm all ears.
What's the commotion?
That was no owl. Oh, it's only you, Father.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Oh, no, it's just that he was expecting God. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Father, could you lead us all in a prayer?
Oh, yes,
No, not until somebody tells me what's going on here.
Well, God's trying to kill my dad.
No, he isn't.
JR, where'd you get the idea that God kills people?
From Father Hargis' pornography lecture.
Do you listen, you little son of a gun?
JR, God was not trying to kill me. He was merely trying to scare the living hell out of me.
My daddy didn't believe that God talked to my mommy, so God flung an entire tree through the roof.
Get out of town.
Don't believe it?
No.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Graham. God didn't hurl that tree branch at you.
There you go.
That was an accident.
Absolutely.
You see, the only way he could save you was by talking to me so that I would get you up out of bed.
Sure. See, it makes all the... What?
That's right. If Mom hadn't dragged you out here, Dad, you'd be...
Dad, adios. Bon voyage.
It's a miracle.
A miracle.
Miracle. A miracle.
Come on now. No, it isn't. Get up. Please, don't do this. Come on, get up. My best jogging suit. Coach, you really believe God went through all that just to save your life?
Yes, I do.
Why would he do that?
Why?
Yeah.
You want to answer the man? Well, if you don't feel like talking now, I'll be out here tomorrow morning with Elizabeth. Yeah, and we'll be out here every morning at dawn until we get an answer.
Yeah! Well, is there any chance God could do this a little later, say, noonish?
Graham, look.
All right, could you move? Thank you, please. You're on my porch. Just make way. Thank you. All right.
And you said I was wasting my time doing my hair.
Could we clear the sacred ground here, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Honey, since you were the one he saved, would you?
Sure. Ooh. Now I know what a golf pro feels like. God, it's Graham Lubbock again. I'd sure appreciate it if you'd let us know why this miracle happened. Any time, Lord. Just talk our ears off. Well, if you don't feel like talking, just give us a sign.
I'm now realizing how often Just the 10 of Us does montages. Was that a staple of sitcoms back in the 80s, or is that kind of unique to this show? Because we get them a lot. We got one in the very last episode. We've seen them on multiple occasions. And often I'll get a copyright claim for whatever song they play over the montage on my YouTube channel. Never a strike, fortunately, but always a claim. I felt like that was more of a movie thing than a TV thing, but maybe I'm wrong in that. Feel free to weigh in here. I'd love to see what you all think.
I know this will be the morning. I just know it.
What makes you say that?
Because last night I had a dream about a man on a white horse who took me in his arms and carried me to heaven.
A man on a horse?
Uh-huh. We were riding bareback, and the horse's nostrils were flaring as he breathed heavily, and his glistening muscular flanks moved rhythmically and carried us higher and higher.
Daddy, isn't that a dream about...
Horseback riding, that's all it is.
Well, whatever the dream was about, it shows that Marie's heart was in the right place, if nothing else. And I want to tell you how proud I am of all of you for coming out here every morning to express your deep, personal faith in God.
We didn't have a choice.
You force these kids out here day after day?
Oh, listen, that could be God.
All right, kids. Now, I don't want anyone staying out here who doesn't feel it in their hearts. No, I mean it.
Great.
Honey, go.
I never know what's going on. I just want to be comfortable. Well, I'm leaving, but not because this is a stupid waste of time.
Wendy.
Too much?
Well, I'm going because I want to get away from JR.
Intellectually, I believe it's possible. Emotionally, I pity you.
I don't even know why you bothered with them. As for me, I'm here to the end.
You know, if I wasn't a religious man, I'd swear it was going to rain.
You're getting all wet! You're getting all wet!
I thought you said you were here till the end.
A person of my delicate constitution gets colds easily.
Achoo!
Bless you.
Achoo!
Bless you, Graham.
Aren't you going to tell me to get in out of the rain?
Hey, come back under the umbrella. You're going to get all wet.
I'm already all wet. Elizabeth, we've been coming out here every morning for a week, and I still haven't got a clue as to why I was saved. What if God's just yanking my chain? I mean that respectfully.
Honey, why don't you go in the house and check up on the kids, okay?
Yeah, I should check up on them. Who knows what they're up to? You coming in soon?
Yeah, soon.
Well, when you do, I'll have a nice hot cup of tea waiting for you.
Oh, Graham! Honey! Gosh, it's clearing up.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Father.
See, you've lost your congregation.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Yeah, it's happened to me a few times.
Graham and the kids aren't strong in the worshiping department. But I'm sure God understands.
You are incredible. Well, you take care of all these screaming brats, and yet you're out here every single morning praying.
Oh, Father, I enjoy it.
Well, you're very lucky. So easy to lose sight of God and what's really important in life. I mean, you get caught up in the day-to-day grind, meeting obligations, trying to keep the wheels turning in a struggling educational institution. I mean, the curriculum alone is enough to... Not that I lose sight of God. I'm a priest, for God's sake. I'm just talking about people in general.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Mommy, JR hid the stinking cereal again.
I did not. You ate them all, you pig.
Oh, okay, I'll be in a minute, okay? Oh, Sherry, honey, where are your manners?
Hi, God.
Father, how would you like to come in and dry off and have a nice home-cooked breakfast, huh?
No, thanks. Gotta watch my weight. Bye.
Bye. God, I know you had a purpose in talking to me. I know you were trying to communicate something to someone. But if you don't want to tell me, well, that's okay. I trust you. So, I'll see you tomorrow.
God? Father Hargis here. Robert. I, got your message. Thanks for going through all the trouble. Oh, and, I'm listening again. It's been a long time. So what's new?
Oh, all right. So this one had an ending that the ending is what makes it one of my favorites. It wasn't one of the funniest episodes. It didn't have the best one-liners, even though Elizabeth did get in a good one. But Father Hargis, who's always a secondary character, this was an episode about him. And we learn here at the very end that God spoke to Elizabeth to get the message to Father Hargis. Like he literally said at the end, I got your message. I'm listening again. So what's new? And I love it. It's so well suited for kind of like the theme of this show, I think. I say this almost every episode, things like this did not happen on family sitcoms in the 80s or even today unless you're watching a show that's very over the top glurgy about religion and family. For this to have been in a primetime standard show that was actually a little bit on the dirty side, it's what made this show so special for me. So, thank you so much for watching. I will be back in 2 weeks with the next episode. See you then.